We finally watched She-Hulk, and here's our review of it.
She-Hulk, attorney at law.
3 episodes into She-Hulk, and we finally got around to watching it. Now, I don't know why, for some reason, I wasn't super ecstatic about watching this show, but you know what? I didn't like the first episode. I did like the second and third episode. It's actually growing on me as the show goes on.
I don't think you were ecstatic to watch the first one because we don't know a backstory of She-Hulk. So it wasn't a character that we were excited to watch.
True.
It's not somebody we knew that we said, yeah, we've got to watch this. So it wasn't like all the other shows like Falcon and all that we were excited to see.
Your favorite part of She-Hulk has to be Megan Thee Stallion twerking with She-Hulk at the end of episode 3.
That was the best
Spoiler
part.
alert.
That was the that was the best.
Here it is
part.
right here. I'm showing it on the screen. So if
Okay.
you are on YouTube, this is kind of like the end. I don't know why. I thought She-Hulk, this is like when they were at the end of that episode. I thought She-Hulk only worked with like superhumans. Is Megan Thee Stallion superhuman?
Sure.
All right. Well, there you go. Here it is on there. There you go. PG-13 right there. What did you think of the episodes so far?
So I'm with you on the beginning ones. Okay, so let's first just talk about the CGI because you can't, I think, not comment
I guess that's
on that.
true.
The CGI is not the best. It's definitely what I at least have been used to with Disney and
I feel, the
Marvel.
CGI, I give you that. The CGI on this is not great at all. You can very much see things you probably shouldn't see with really good CGI.
It's funny, a friend of ours in our Patreon group mentioned something about it being like almost the test, how they do like a kind of screen test with what's going on, but that this is actually what they produced for us to watch. So it does feel kind of unedited, almost raw, and that I think you have to get over in order to continue watching. I think that's what, so not only if you're not necessarily a huge fan to watch She-Hulk, like you don't know the backstory, there isn't really until now.
Right.
So
well, there is in the comic books, but not in the Marvel cinematic universe.
is where I'm going with, okay? And so you weren't excited about that. Then you have to get over the CGI effects being not what you're probably used to with Marvel. Then I think it gets good.
Well, why is Hulk, Bruce Banner's Hulk CGI okay, but hers is not? It's the facial features. Her CGI, when it comes to the way she talks and how you see it on screen, looks different. Maybe you just don't notice it with the Hulk because he's like this big brooding force guy.
Or you don't
and
want to.
She's more of a normal looking Hulk.
Okay.
Like she looks like the Bruce Banner doesn't look human.
Okay.
You know, but she just looks like a bigger version of herself.
I don't know if I think Bruce Banner doesn't look human. I think maybe women are more complex.
Well, Smart Hulk looks human, but
that's true.
If you go back to the series before and the movies before, Hulk wasn't like human looking. He was like a monster.
True.
And she's not.
Well, I think that that some of that difficulty could be obviously budget. They probably had to produce it at some point saying, all right, good enough. Let's just go with it.
Well, I did read an article that said that Marvel, with their animators, there's a ton of work for them to do. And sometimes they just have to crunch the work in.
Sure.
And work overtime. And maybe they just don't have enough animators to really be like, all right, we wanted this to be, you know, if you scaled it a 1 through 10, right? We wanted this to be incredible.
People love you.
We wanted this to be a 10, but we don't have the bandwidth and manpower to do it the right way. So we're okay with it being a 7.
So the storyline is Jennifer Walters. She navigates this complex life of being a 30-year-old-ish attorney who happens to, this is from my IMDb, by the way, she's an attorney who also happens to be a green 6-7 foot superpowered Hulk. And she's the cousin of the Hulk. So at first, I think when I also saw She-Hulk, I thought maybe there was some romantic link or something in the like that was going to be. And then when I realized they're just related, that kind of, I think that was a better storyline for sure.
Definitely, yeah. No one wants to see a romantic Hulk.
No, I don't think so either. Totally true.
But as the episodes go on, so the first one was kind of like, all right, trying to fill us in real quick with how she became the Hulk.
Right.
And then she went away with Bruce, and he was training her to be part of the, you know, a superhero, which she doesn't want to be.
Right.
She just wants to be a normal human being. She doesn't want to be a superhero. She got gifted these powers through no power of her own. Like, she didn't choose to do it.
Right.
And That's the first episode. The second and third episode is kind of her kind of getting fired and figuring out what she wants to do for her career and trying to incorporate herself into a normal life.
Right. So she as normal as she can be.
As normal as she can be. She even went back to being in the courtroom and she didn't tell anybody. And then this person came barging through the wall and she had to transform into the Hulk to kind of save the day.
Yeah. Which is fun. I just don't understand what happens to her clothes. Like, so there's a little bit of here and there that I'm confused about because it's not necessarily. Would you think that if she's an attorney outfit and then she turned into a Hulk, wouldn't she be then naked because everything would just tear off of her body?
Well, yes,
But
because Emil Blonsky, who is the Abomination, when in episode 3, so if you haven't watched episode 3, you may want to turn this off. In episode 3, she's defending him, right? Mm-hmm. And he turns into the Abomination. He's like, hey, listen, I can control this.
Yeah.
So you should let me out of prison.
Right.
He turns into the Abomination and his clothes rip off.
He's naked.
And then he has to come back to being a real human and he has to put a towel on. But I don't know if she just doesn't get as big as the Hulk does or Abomination. Even though she's supposed to be 7 feet tall.
I don't know.
She just doesn't get as big as them. So maybe her clothes don't rip off. It's just a little bit more giving.
There's like some technology happening and then she kind of just fits into it. That's what I need in the fall and winter season. Stuff that just I can grow into.
Right? Especially when you go to like the Disney parks and you eat a whole bunch of snacks.
Exactly.
That's exactly what you need. That's true.
So on IMDb, it is a low rating. They were only giving this as a 5.9 maybe rating, which is pretty low for, I think, the Marvel universe.
Oh, this got killed on YouTube. If you look at the reviews for this, it's getting crushed.
Yeah, a lot of 1 out of 10 stars, quote, I'm so sick of this. 2 out of 10, someone said, the first episode was fairly weak, especially the writing, but it's unfair to judge a series. Next 2 episodes, however, have gotten even worse.
Yeah, the acting in, listen, I'm not saying this is the best series on Disney Plus ever, but I'm just saying I don't think it's as bad as the reviews on YouTube and these review places are making it out to be.
It's something to watch. Like at the end of the day, it is something that we do tune in. Yeah, I do get it though. You are paying for Disney Plus subscription, so whatever that is released, especially with the Marvel Studios name, you want to be kind of blown away with.
Yeah, and I think the other thing too is they're really short episodes.
That is, I think, the biggest thing that bothers
So
us.
if you're going to have a short episode, you better be able to tell a good story in that short period of time. Yeah, you don't have, like, you're not dealing with an hour and a half to tell a story. You got 25 minutes. You can't come up with a good script with all the people that you hire for 25 minutes.
I'm just laughing because we do a regular podcast on Stitcher and iTunes, and we would get roasted for doing a show less than 30 minutes. So it's kind of our karma for.
Well, it's hard to go from a
complaining.
show like Stranger Things, which is the
Pretty
last
long.
episodes were, an hour and a half long, but
True.
great writing and great storytelling and cinematography throughout the whole thing and acting. And then you try to do this one. I guess you have to hold them a little separately.
I don't remember Hawkeye or Loki being this short.
No, they weren't. Oh, they were pretty short.
Not
You
this
turn
short,
on
though.
Disney Plus and it says 40 minutes, but it's really 8 minutes of credits.
True. That's what I think. But I never left watching Hawkeye or Loki or the Falcon and the Winter Soldier feeling like, wait, that's it? Like,
Yeah, I guess that's true.
I find ourselves commenting every time a show is over, kind of like looking at each other like we're barely into our snack. We're like, wait, now what are we going to watch?
There was twice. So there's been 3 episodes in both the second and third episode when they were over. I kind of looked over at you and I was like, you know what? That's it? That's how it ended? It wasn't a great ending to the particular episode.
Your ice cream hadn't even softened yet.
No, it was just still sitting there. I was waiting for it, and then all of a sudden, show's over. But listen, I'm not saying it's great. Again, I enjoy it. It's fun. It's a fun series. It's not a great series. It's not a terrible series.
Do you know, because I don't, do we know how many episodes there are?
Well, if you go on to IMDb, it says, I think there's 9.
Okay.
9 episodes.
So we're in number 3 right now. So I think this is a pivotal point where a lot of the other shows for us at least, I think it was around the second episode and third that we really got hooked. So for example, like WandaVision, I know that wasn't something you necessarily loved the first 2.
No.
You gave it the 3, 4, and then you were pretty good.
Yeah.
So we'll see. This will be a pivotal point of changing to see if we continue to like it, love it, or just, find it mediocre.
Well, listen, I can almost guarantee you one thing.
Oh gosh, what?
This will be the only 9 episodes of She-Hulk.
You don't think there'll be more?
I don't think they'll review it
I'm
unless it
surprised.
dramatically increases
Yeah.
in viewership and positivity from the next 6 episodes. But I can't foresee this getting a second season,
Okay.
especially if they're not doing a second season of WandaVision or Hawkeye or
yeah.
like the ones on Disney Plus that people actually enjoyed.
Right. I agree.
So let us know what you think in the comments below. Are you into She-Hulk? I almost said Hawkeye. Are you into Hawkeye?
That's a new one.
That's the next season. We're going to do a new series on Disney Plus called Hawkeye.
Hawkeye. Perfect.
Let us know what you think in the comments below. If you like the new series She-Hulk. In our Patreon group, people have raved about it. They love it. They think it's fun and just a fun show to watch.
They have said that.
So let us know what you think. We'll see you on the next one.